we'll play you, and we'll play you. All right, pretty good. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit YourPlaymat.com and use code ItResolves10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another standard gameplay video. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal weekend. Just want to remind you, go ahead, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Not only do you get to stay up to date on all of our awesome content, but future giveaways, you're automatically entered to win. And we do those pretty frequently here if you don't know. So let's talk about today's deck, guys. We got Jund Dragons brought to us by Hello Good Game. Again, credit where credit's due. Hello Good Game. I play a lot of Hello Good Game's decks. I'll just be honest. He makes cool decks, so I like trying them out. This channel is much more about trying out the decks and just seeing what all is out there, and less about like trying to get really, really good at a particular deck. And so it's kind of fun to try different things out. Hello Good Game just does a phenomenal job, so please go check him out, link down below. But this is an awesome one. So obviously, with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, we got a lot of dragon support, or not even dragon support, just cool new dragons, truth be told. Now, we've got some of the tried and true classics, Immersturm Predator being one of the really difficult ones to deal with. Being able to give it indestructible is certainly a powerful ability. It gets around a lot of the sweepers that we see now. Not Farewell, which is kind of something we might run into, but Doom Scars, things like that, we can kind of get around. Goldspan Dragon is obviously one of the classics as well, just absolutely powerful, gets in there for damage right away, gives us some treasure tokens to hopefully rebuild. Even if they get rid of the Goldspan Dragon, we can hopefully kind of get them later on. Now, some of the new ones. Atsushi, absolutely phenomenal in this list. Not only could it provide us with treasure tokens if it does die, but if we just have no cards in our hand, if we're top decking, we can actually use its other ability, exiling the top 2 cards of our deck, and then until the end of our next turn, you can actually play those cards. Now, hopefully, again, we'll have some treasure tokens off that Goldspan Dragon that we can really power things back out if we need to and rebuild very quickly. We also have 2 sagas here that do flip into some interesting things. The first one is a bit of an obvious one. Jugan defends the temple. It's this one. Remnant of the Rising Stars on the flip side, but on the first side, we get a little 1/1 that can tap for a green. Fantastic. For 2, we could put up a 1/1 counter on up to 2 target creatures. Again, fantastic. You flip it, you get a 2/2 flyer that whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can pay X, and when you do, put X 1/1 counters on it. As long as you control 5 or more modified creatures, it gets +5/+5 in trample. So this can really get out of hand pretty quickly. And again, it is just a nice flying dragon threat that's very, very nice. Now, another one, which again, I haven't played with this one before. This is a new one, the Dragon-Kami Reborn. On 1 and 2, you gain 2 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Exile 1 face down with a hatching counter on it. Then put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. On the 3rd one, obviously, you flip into a 0/1 egg, which I know is not a dragon. But whenever it or a dragon you control dies, you can cast a creature spell from among the cards you own in exile with hatching counters on them without paying its mana cost. So you kind of just get free stuff. And again, we're setting up, it's sort of like setting up little barriers of gameplay. So, you know, you've got your initial round of creatures, great. If they die, you kind of have a backup plan. And then again, those hopefully provide a backup plan as well. And so that's kind of the goal. In the early turns of the game, we do have Shambling Ghast and Prosperous Innkeeper in terms of creatures, along with Deadly Disputes and Infernal Grasps. Just an interesting deck all around. We do have some of the new legendary lands as well, which is really nice. Mana does seem to be a bit of an issue occasionally. But we'll see if we can get past that this time. Guys, I'm really excited. Again, go check out Hello Good Game, and hopefully you guys are having a fantastic weekend. It's my birthday weekend, guys. I'm just relaxing, just chilling. This is all pre-recorded because I don't want to do any work this weekend. So let's jump into the games. Let's have some fun. Let's see what we can do. All right, guys, here we are for game number 1. And this is kind of an unexciting hand. That being said, though, we do have the Jugan, this little guy. And so I'm gonna try it. We'll see if this works out. It may not. I don't know, but we're gonna definitely give this one a shot. Would love a turn 1 Shambling Ghast. That would be kind of ideal because then we can leave up the Deadly Dispute on the second turn. We've got that Deathcap Glade as well, and the Pathway lands, so we're actually doing okay on mana here, which is pretty nice. Atsushi is not a bad draw. I'm just gonna go ahead and lead on the Glade. We know we're not gonna play anything turn one. Whew, excuse me. And so we might as well go ahead and lead on this. We'll see if it works out. Again, just a bit of a slow hand. Not really super optimistic about this doing a ton, but we'll see. That's actually really nice. So we'll go ahead and drop this out. Now again, we're against mono black here, guys. We fully expect that this is going to be a difficult matchup. They're going to have removal for us. Atsushi again really helps with that, and Immersturm Predator even kind of helps with that because we can give it indestructible. So we do have ways to kind of push around it a little bit, but it's not going to be ideal. I mean, there's just no way around it. This is not going to be an ideal matchup. We'll just have to do the best we can. I just like dragons, yo. Like, who doesn't love dragons? You know what I mean? They're so good. All right. They're going to get that treasure token, pull that environmental sciences, and just get a full grip of cards here. I mean, look at this. They do have white in the deck. Good to know. Very good to know. Okay. That's terrifying. Awesome. All right, so what do we need? Let's need. All right, I think we go black here. Now the question is, do we leave up the Deadly Dispute just so we can block here, or do we go for this? I'm gonna go for this. We're not doing so great on the second red source, which is a bit of a problem. This is gonna die regardless, I'm sure, this turn. Like, we'll happily block here just so we can get like an Atsushi down or something. But I think that, you know, we'll see how this goes. Very nice. All right, so this is just the Vampires black control style deck. It's gonna be an interesting one. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get that red source. Again, that just provides us with the ability to play that Atsushi, which again, it's really important. Oh, well, there we go. We just got it anyway. This is really important for us though, because we can play cards from the top of our deck with it, or create treasure tokens, whatever we see fit. I think we go for the Immersturm Predator here. I think that that's just the right call. Yeah, I think we'll just pass with that. So we can either sacrifice this with the Immersturm Predator trigger, just to provide ourselves with a blocker, or we can Deadly Dispute this and draw some cards, get a treasure token, and do something there. We'll see how this goes. Very much depends on what they have here, if they attack in, how they attack in, all that kind of stuff. So we'll see how this ends up going. All right, we do need to remember that we have to block first, and then do the trigger. So we'll make sure we keep things very, very clean here. All right. Okay, so we're gonna pass. We're gonna block here. What? Why did? There we go. Let's make sure we're in full control mode here, and then let's utilize this ability. I guess we could have tapped mana here, but we really don't need to. Let's go ahead and get that Eye Witch out of there. All right. So now not only do we protect ourselves here from the damage, we also get rid of their recursion. And we're about to get our 2/2 here, which is quite nice. Perfect. Okay. That's all very helpful. Let's see, what is the best option? You'll notice, guys, I'm also trying to play a little bit more carefully than we usually do. Something that I've noticed is I do play a little sloppy a lot of the time, and so we're gonna try and not do that. So the question is, do we pay the 2? I think we do. That does mean we can't Deadly Dispute, but it also means we've just got a really powerful thing here that they're gonna have to deal with. Now, the question is, do we attack? Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. So I'm gonna say no for the turn. The reason being, the Atsushi has trample. And so at this point, we're actually just going to be able to next turn get in for a really big attack at the Lolth or just at them. And I'd rather just kind of protect ourselves for a turn. If they happen to have like a big, powerful sweeper, something along those lines, which I kind of doubt given this deck, we can just Immersturm Predator, sack something, and get the ability off on that. So that way we've got an indestructible threat here. But as it stands, they don't really have a strong attack here, so I think that this is okay. And again, no matter what we do here, we protect the Predator, which is pretty helpful. That indestructible is very, very important. I'm trying to think what we could draw off the top here that would be really good for us. I mean, obviously, it just like a Goldspan Dragon would be pretty sick. I would take that. Why not? You know? Why not take that? But here they, again, are going to have to make some decisions. This being on the field is a bit annoying because it does provide a big butt that we're not going to be able to fight through as easily. They could triple block on the Atsushi if they wanted, and they might, but we'll see. Another Predator. That's fascinating. Okay. Well, first things first. I'm going to try and kill the Lolth. And I'm all too happy to, you know, if they do trade off here, we still get a lot in response to that, so it's kind of okay. And it looks like they are going to triple block. Wow. Wow! They're going to go for all of it. Okay. Interesting. So we definitely do that. And I think we kill these two and not give them the trigger, right? I think that that's probably just the correct play. Yeah, let's do that. So we don't want to give them the Eye Witch, but we do want to take out these little guys. And now, I actually think it's the treasure tokens for a number of reasons. We can sack a treasure token here with the Deadly Dispute, so we can actually just permanently draw the cards and not have to worry as much about the rest of it. And in fact, I am going to go ahead and do that here. Let's just see what we draw. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna go ahead and run the tree out. So we can play this and an Immersturm Predator, which I think we'll do. Do we want to throw the counters on this? I'm gonna decline. And then we'll just go ahead and play this out here. This abandoned Mire might come in handy for us. We can bring the Atsushi back, which doesn't seem like a bad play for us. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to get some more 1/1 counters with these, which is really important. And now, again, if they happen to have a Wrath effect, we've just got double Predator that they're going to have to fight around, which is pretty important. I feel like we're playing okay. The Lolth is a bit scary because, you know, they're obviously going to be able to throw a lot out here, but okay. So let's go ahead and sack this. Let's also exile this. And then let's do this. We're doing this prior to the trigger or the meat hook hitting the field because we don't want them to get the abilities, of course. Or the life gain. These still die, but importantly, like, they didn't get quite as many of the triggers, which I think is useful. They do kind of get us there, though. The Meat Hook Massacre is just a tricky card to deal with. Like, you know, we can't do too much about it. I wish we could have tapped, like, untapped, tapped again. You know what I mean? Like, gotten a 6 on one of these, that would have been really helpful just to keep it around. But certainly Meat Hook Massacre a great way to deal with it, so I can't be mad about that. I think we just play out a Predator. We'll play this. And yeah, I mean, that's about all we can do. This is going to get, I mean, they're pretty close to ultimating here, so that's a little scary. Looks like they're going to take the downside, though, and go down to 4, which is important because they can obviously just block with these now. All right, so what can we do? we're in a bit of a pickle, not gonna lie. We are about to get another creature though, which is helpful for us. And we can use this to bring back like the Atsushi or, you know, something. So, we can't play more than one of these. That's important to note. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we gotta be a little diplomatic in the way that we do this, but let's go ahead and channel this. Ooh, Goldspan Dragon. Still think it's the Atsushi. Let's see now what we can do if we play this out. I know we have to sacrifice one, but we get to reuse it. And so we basically create ourselves the extra mana that we need. We'll decline because we really can't do much there. The question is, do we attack? Like, they have got such a strong, just annoying board presence for us here. I think I'm willing to sacrifice the Rising Star here. I'm gonna try and take this out. Let's get rid of that Eye Witch. Again, just removing the ability for them to use these vampires later on. We'll see what happens. So they can double block if they want. It looks like they're not going to. I kind of thought they might, just so we'd have to sacrifice this, but that's cool. We do lose a life in that process, but it's not the end of the world. Interesting. What a fascinating game this has turned into. This is a long game. We are like 16 minutes into recording at this point, nearly 17. All right. We might only get 2 games in with this one, but we're going to do the best we can to get as many as we can. This is just a very intriguing matchup. I'm kind of surprised the Jund Dragons are holding their own, though. We're definitely on the downside here, but we're kind of doing okay-ish. Yep, they're going to create more of these. Okay. I mean, that makes sense. They've got a million things they can do, so... I think chances are we're not going to be able to win this. We don't have a way to deal with all of these at once, which is kind of the problem. Yep. All right. That's not a super helpful thing, but it is something we can sacrifice with the Predator, so I will take it. And we'll take the action. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This needs 5 on it, so let's do that. That's gonna make this... No, it doesn't, actually. Control... Oh, 5 or more modified creatures. Ah, I see. All right. How do we want to do this? This goes here. I mean, we're pretty dead here. We'll take that mascot exhibition just to kind of get it out of there, but we're pretty dead here. Yep. Okay. So they are going to triple block it here. Quadruple block it? Okay. My thing is, I'm okay if the Atsushi dies. Like, that's actually not a bad thing for us because we can draw a couple cards and hopefully get us where we need to be. All right. I guess it doesn't matter really. I am gonna do this. They gain a life, but we get indestructible on the Predator. The Predator? Yeah, okay, just making sure. And then we lose the Atsushi. So we'll exile the top 2. They get so many counters here, though. Like, I have to imagine they just win now. I'm not doing the math, but, like, they just get to attack in for a lot, and they're fine, right? So I think at this point, we're pretty dead. There's that Edgar. Other vampires get +1/+1. They're massive. This can't quite ultimate, but, like, they got it, right? They definitely have it. That's terrifying. Yeah. Okay. If we had like a meat hook of our own, this would be such an interesting, more interesting game. We'd be able to meat hook for 4, get rid of everything, and like... Oh, that's interesting. So they actually could have ultimated the Lulth this turn, and they chose not to. Okay. I mean, they win this turn. They just attack. I mean, we just do this for the sake of doing it, but like, they definitely have us here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and concede, guys. Let's jump into a game 2. We spent a long time on this game. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2, and hopefully we can do a little better this time. We actually had, I think that first game was not a bad game. I think it was just a very difficult game. I don't know that we played that badly either. I just think it was like not really, it just didn't really work out for us. That's really all it amounts to. I'm gonna go ahead and play the legendary land here. That guarantees us the Prosperous Innkeeper, of course, and we can start getting these Dragon-Kamis down potentially as well, which I think might be very useful. Let's go ahead and play that now. Unfortunately, can't leave up the Deadly Dispute quite yet, and chances are this is going to be Azorius control, which means Doomscar might be very imminent. But again, I think that just entices us to want to set up these Dragon-Kamis as quickly as we can here. So I think we'll just go ahead and do that. If they have a counterspell, they have a counterspell. That's fine. They might just have like a rogues style build as well. That's a possibility. But it looks like no, they are going to negate. And we'll just go ahead and attack in here for one. A land would not go amiss here. It would allow us to leave up Deadly Dispute or Infernal Grasp. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So we're shrines today. Sure. That's different. I am curious now. Okay. So, let's go ahead and Dragon-Kami Reborn. We'll gain 2 life. We'll throw that Atsushi in there, which is literally perfect. And then I think we just do this. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this. I don't know that we need to. But I assume that this is a Shrines deck, obviously, and so we want to make sure that we can get rid of these kinds of things as they come up. Maybe that's a misplay. I'm really not sure, but I just want to make sure that we're not going to die to mill over time and all that kind of stuff. All right, so it looks like it was Behold the Multiverse, not a Doomscar. However, they do have another card back here, so that is a little scary. Interesting. Okay, let's do this. We'll go ahead and throw the land out, and then go ahead and throw this out. All right. So we get to leave up both, or either or, obviously, of these two, which is, I think, about perfect, because if they play another shrine, we can kill it. Or this, which we definitely want to kill, or we've got the Deadly Dispute. Yeah, we definitely just want to kill that. Can't really allow them to have that. That's a pretty big no. So we'll throw a few counters around. This is gonna transform, which is good. And I think now we attack in. The question is, at this point, do we play the Atsushi or do we play the Deadly Dispute? I think it's the Atsushi. We gain a life here. Again, if they happen to sweep, we've got double triggers here, and we've got 2 things here that are gonna come back. So, like, kind of cool with it. Go ahead and Doomscar. Yep. We also just get the trigger off the Atsushi, which is really convenient. So let's exile the top 2 here. I think that's the best play. Gives us a couple more options, obviously. We'll play you. And we'll play you. All right. Pretty good. That was a really solid play. All right, I really like that. So we get the Transform Saga here as well, which is great. Let's go ahead and do this. First things first, we're gonna attack in. I'd like to leave up a couple mana here, but we will do this. I'm gonna take the action. I'm just gonna pay 2 for this one. We're gonna play the other one, and we're just gonna pay another 2, I believe. So this allows us to leave up the Deadly Dispute, but also maximize the counters here, and also get them to a position where they just have to sweep again. And we still have the Atsushi available to us, so it's like, that's fine. Sure, you can gain a couple life. That doesn't really matter. And there we go, guys. We got the win. That was a phenomenal game. That was really, really interesting. I love the Kami. That was really sick. All right. Because this has gone fairly long, guys, let's go ahead. We're going to jump into the wrap-up here. I know we didn't get too many games. I'm so sorry, but I want to make sure that we can get content every day here for you guys. So let's jump into that wrap-up now. All right, so first and foremost, again, I just want to say a huge thank you to Hello Good Game. Phenomenal deck builder, one of the ones that I love to watch. Definitely an amazing deck on this one as well. That Jund Dragons list, the setup, exactly what we talked about in the very beginning during the deck tech portion, being able to kind of set up those contingency plans to just be like, yeah, go ahead, sweep. Like, it sucks, obviously, we don't want them to sweep, but we've got backup plans upon backup plans, and with the death trigger on Atsushi, as well as the Kami that we get to replay a lot of our dragons with, like, that's pretty good. Now, keeping in mind, during that mill process, it's very easy to whiff. Like, you can sometimes just not hit a dragon, in which case you're kind of out of luck, but you still get to gain a little bit of life, and then, of course, get a little, 0-1 that's super not worthless. It has a lot of worth. No, it doesn't. But it was still, I think in our case, it worked really, really well in that second game. So all in all, I enjoyed this one. I really hope you guys did. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. I really do appreciate everybody hanging out with us. And yeah, I am just going to have some birthday shenanigans this weekend. So I apologize if I'm not on Discord or anything like that. But thank you guys so much. I love you all very much. I'll see you again tomorrow for some more standard gameplay video.